Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. You know, there are surprisingly a lot of days where I think to myself, hey, you know your top 10 games of 2015 video? You really should have put Rainbow Six Siege on that. Even though I have played Rainbow Six Siege more in 2016 than in 2015, that's mostly because of the release date, and that's mostly the reason I didn't put Rainbow Six Siege on my top 10 games of 2015, because it came out the very beginning of December, along with Just Cause Free. And December is a busy month for everybody. What with the holidays, family, vacations, and when it comes to some people, work. Not everybody is able to put the amount of time they would like to into a video game around December, because again, very, very busy month. And that was my problem with making my top 10 games of 2015, since YouTube is my job, and video games are my job. And on top of that, of course, I have holidays, vacation, family stuff, all going on in the month of December. It was really hard to get some real solid hours, some real good days playing Rainbow Six Siege. I had all these other games I needed to play and replay for the sake of my top 10 games of 2015, that everything just added up, and I couldn't add Rainbow Six Siege to my top 10 games of 2015, even though I really, really want to. Even though I really, really wanted to, because guys, I really, really like Rainbow Six Siege. It's just so different. It's so different to so many other first-person shooter games I've played. It's so different to so many other multiplayer PvP games I've played. Now you've heard me gush about Rainbow Six Siege here and there. I've made a few videos, but I'm going to make more, and this is one of them. Because I genuinely do think that Rainbow Six Siege is a great game, and more people who are fans of tactical shooters, shooters that really challenge you, shooters that aren't basically COD clones, because Rainbow Six Siege is some of the most satisfying and rewarding shooter and multiplayer gameplay I've ever had. Now don't get me wrong, I still love multiplayer games like Titanfall. I think Titanfall is always going to be my #1 favorite multiplayer first-person shooter. I freaking love Titanfall. But of course there's absolutely nothing wrong with having other multiplayer first-person shooters that you can love, Rainbow Six Siege being one of them for me. And it's such a difference from the fast-paced, action-packed gameplay of Titanfall. Rainbow Six Siege is so much more slow and calculating and intense. Well, Titanfall is intense, but Siege is intense in a different fashion. Where an action-packed multiplayer like Titanfall is satisfying for the consistent action, Rainbow Six Siege is exciting for those little bursts of action, and the build-up towards those bursts of action, because there's planning, strategizing, scouting, making preparations, and one of the most unique things when it comes to Rainbow Six Siege, being patient. Where in other multiplayer shooters, it's all about rush, 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 twitch shooting, who's got the faster trigger finger and the bigger guns. With Rainbow Six Siege, specifically with its PvP multiplayer, hell, even with its PvE terrorist hunt game mode, it's all about outplaying your opponents. And that is an intense and satisfying and exciting feeling all on its own. All of which is generated from the actual gameplay and gameplay mechanics of Rainbow Six Siege. Its weapons, its gunplay, its playable characters, the operators, the level design, and the environmental destruction within those levels. And then there's the mechanic of which team are you playing on? Are you an attacker or a defender? There's just so many aspects and so many things to think about that all blend together and create this unique multiplayer shooter experience that's addicting and highly replayable. When it comes to the weapons and the gunplay, all the different weapons and the same category of weapons, whether it be rifles or shotguns, just all the different weapons genuinely do feel unique and different from one another. No two shotguns, no two assault rifles, no two SMGs feel alike. They have noticeable different damage output, different rate of fire, magazine size, and reload speed, and all these weapons have realistic bullet drop-off to boot. Combine this with the fact that each of the individual playable characters, selectable classes, characters, heroes if you wish to call them, the operators, since each of the weapons is specifically attached and dedicated to specific operators, it adds to the unique feel of the individual operator, and adds to the playstyle that that operator is trying to invoke. And the operators themselves, with their design, their different statistics, and their special abilities. The fact that each and every playable character and each and every player has a trick up their sleeve, something they can do that can turn the tide of the game into their favor depending on how they utilize it. Whether it be Thatcher's EMP grenade, or Frost's welcome mat bear traps. Depending on the utilization of your special ability, and depending on whether you die before you even get to use your special ability, will have a huge impact on the outcome and player reactions within the match. It just adds so much versatility and options, and like I said before, replayability. And these levels, these maps, they are so replayable. Not only are they just good looking maps and levels, with an amazing ton of detail packed into them, but the environmental destruction, and not just that, the specific environmental destruction adds so much more to these maps and levels. The fact that only specific walls and specific floors can be destroyed adds so much more to the level. Now, I know there are some people that would like complete and total environmental destruction. While I think that's perfectly fine for a single-player game or an open-world single-player game like Red Faction Guerrilla, the complete and utter environmental destruction of Red Faction Guerrilla, and even games like Battlefield Bad Company 2, the environmental destruction in those games worked for the gameplay and game style that was present. With Rainbow Six Siege being a more tactical game, having a absolutely completely destructible environment kinda takes away from the tactics, because what are you gonna do? You're gonna pick the characters that can destroy the environment the best. I mean, operators like Ashe, with her breaching round, would become too OP, because the breaching round would destroy any and all walls. Like, I can see the fun in having a completely destructible environment, but for the gameplay style present in Rainbow Six Siege, having an environment that's absolutely 100% destructible, it would take away from other elements that are present in the game right now. Having only certain parts of the level be destructible requires you to use your head and use strategy and memory. You gotta remember, okay, this wall is not destructible, but this one is. If I breach through this wall, I may be able to surprise the enemy or catch them off guard. Maybe if I just make a tiny hole through it, I can wait, peek through it, scout the area, or wait for an enemy to come by and surprise attack them. I think having the environment only semi-destructible adds more strategy, more tactics, so on and so forth. And again, the destructibility that's already there provides so many unique experiences. Satisfying moments where I caught an enemy off guard by creating a tiny hole in the wall, chucking a grenade through it, falling back, and while all the enemies were focused on that wall and focused on that hole I made, I was able to sneak up behind them and shoot them all in the back. And when you're playing defense and you have attackers coming towards you, a clever strategy to mess with the enemy is to fortify and protect specific walls, make them indestructible, but leave one wall unfortified, and kind of sway the enemy in that direction and have an ambush set for them. They blow open the wall, thinking they got the jump on you when you got the jump on them. And all these things I mentioned apply to both game modes, PvP multiplayer and PvE terrorist hunt. Both modes are exciting, interesting, intense, and require actual thought and skill and patience, like I mentioned earlier. I know this video is literally just me gushing about how much I like Rainbow Six Siege, but hey, it's my YouTube channel. I can make whatever videos I want, and if I want to make a video praising Rainbow Six Siege, I can, because I love the game. I genuinely really like the game. And it's an absolute goddamn shame I couldn't put this on my top 10 games of 2015, and it's a goddamn shame I won't be able to put this in my top 10 games of 2016, because Rainbow Six Siege deserves to be on some positive top lists. And I will continuously recommend Rainbow Six Siege to anyone that likes tactical, challenging, and actually skillful shooters. Anyways, that's been a video. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did indeed like the video in any way, shape, or form, please hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps you, helps me, helps everybody involved in the video. If you hit the like button, please leave a comment. What are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on this video? And what are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on Rainbow Six Siege? I'd love to read them in the comment section below. I love reading comments. I get nearly enough comments. Please leave a comment. And if you want to support me and support my channel, please share the video on social media, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you want to directly support me, then please pledge and become a patron on my Patreon. Anyways, guys, that's been a video, and I will see you all later.